Hi there, this is John Highman from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the video show where I like to share plenty of tips, tools and ideas for commercial real estate brokerage around the world. Now, if this is your first time that you're visiting us, please check out our website at commercial-realestate-training.com. And here, of course, on this particular screen now is the website, and you can go there and visit to get plenty of ideas relating to commercial real estate brokerage around the world. And there are all sorts of resources there for you to get for free. Sales, leasing, or property management, and it all works quite well for you. Now, today I'm going to go down into this particular matrix, which I have covered off on in different ways previously. It's interesting, yesterday I created a podcast at the website relating to generating new business, particularly through one very simple call script, a very simple phrase, an approach to use in making calls to win business. And if, of course, you're looking to create new business, then the telephone should be your primary leverage point to winning business over time as far as brokerage, sales, leasing, or property management. Now, if you want to check out that particular script and listen to the podcast, then you probably should just visit this particular article. I'll call it up now so that you can check it out. So it was all about contact calls, and at the website, the particular article that you need to search out is this one: the best and most simple cold calling script ever. So I put the script there in that article at the website, and when you have a look at it, go down into this particular podcast show, and it will take you through the simplest script, which really does work when it comes to connecting with a lot of people. And that's what you can and should be doing anyway in this new market. So that is the post, and in a moment I'll take you further from that. But that particular post and that particular podcast, I would recommend that you listen to. So let's go further and let's go into this whole prospecting process. So when you look at it, it's a matter of who are you going to call? How are you going to do it? What is your system? Now, most agents in brokerage struggle with the whole lack of system process. They just struggle with it because they don't get enough momentum under their belt to actually get on track with a system that they can do every day. And that then is their weakness. But that then is also an amazing opportunity for you, for example, if you were to get your system underway in prospecting using the telephone by using that simple script I mentioned earlier. Now, I've put a lot of different ideas here regards prospecting, who you can call, who you can talk to. I'll cover off on some of these because you don't need all of them. You need some of them. And I'll cover off on the big ones that can produce a lot of results for you. Now, I will presume that you are a sales agent or a leasing agent. Property management's a bit different, so today I won't talk so much about property management. So let's say you're going to make lots of calls. Let's say you've visited the website and checked out that particular simple script that I put there for you. So now look at the next stage of who you are going to talk to. There are two particular categories of people that you should tap into above everything else. Now, I would certainly focus on tenants locally. Now, that's particularly tenants in your location, because tenants occupy premises, tenants need to lease premises, they need to move. They also know who the landlord is, and they can share a lot of information with you regards the area, their property, their leasing requirements. You can get a lot of intelligence from tenants. So talking to tenants, how are you going to get to them? Well, you need a bit of logic there. And of course, you can approach them by location, by a particular building. So look at the streets, walk down the streets, write down the business names, and then call them up. It's that simple. Again, the telephone comes into play. So what about by building? If you look at location and then you go into a street with lots of high-rise buildings, for example, you can get a list of tenants from the tenancy directory. That's good as well. Alternatively, you can use by the industry approach, which means that you use the business telephone book to drill down through industry segments to ask those tenants about their leasing needs. Now, when you look at that particular process, and we'll go back here, the tenants can be approached through the business telephone book. And of course, you can use the yellow pages online. Very simple. simply call up the yellow pages on your internet and logically work through the yellow pages for your location. It's the easiest way to make a lot of calls to businesses throughout your town or city. So easy. You can make 50 calls quite easily from the business telephone book, the yellow pages. Now, of course, you want to talk to the business owners as part of that, and that's good. So that is the business telephone book. That is part of the prospecting process. Let's go back out of here and look at the other segment that I think you should be approaching. So these are the two primary segments that you should be connecting with when it comes to finding the business. Because a lot of these people have needs when it comes to investment, occupancy, leasing, all of that sort of thing. So accept that number one is the business telephone book. You can do that quite easily, straight off, business telephone book straight away. Now let's go into this one, the investors. The investors of your market. Now finding those investors can be a bit tedious because you've got to do a bit more research. But over time you can break through the barriers. I like to say that having a simple target to contact investors at a rate of maybe 4 or 5 new investors per day is a good thing. Because if you can do 5 new investors per day, finding them and talking to them, that's 300 investors over a 90-day cycle. That's 3 months. That's assuming you work 5 days a week. So 5 new investors per day added to your list is an extra 300 investors over that time. The formula works because you're adding 5 new investors to your already existing list. And over time, your investor list grows. And realistically, you don't need more than, say 1,000 investors in your database. And then, of course, you'll prioritize them into A's, B's, and C's, and you'll talk to them frequently. So you'll categorize your investors by location, by timing for what they want, by value. That'll be by budget that they can afford. Maybe they have a portfolio enhancement requirement, growth or change, whatever it is. So the prospecting process, the two very simple and big things in this particular list, they are, just to repeat them for you. The business telephone book, that will be the tenants in the location, and the investors. And I should also say that you should not forget about your old customers, because your old customers will have different needs going forward. They can give you referrals, of course, so ask about that. You can get some testimonials from them. Ask about that. And then, of course, you can link services such as sales, leasing, and property management for your old customers. Now, they will be sitting in your database. So just look for the relationships that you can go back into and open up. Talk to those people. Prospecting in commercial real estate is simple. You don't need to make it difficult or hard. Keep it simple. Keep it basic. I've mentioned 3 groups of people here today that you can work into. And of course, I do want you to get that particular script or listen to it from the podcast that I mentioned earlier. And just to repeat that, here it is again. This particular article contains this podcast, which you should listen to because the script is in there. That's it. That's the logic. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. Make your prospecting a daily event in commercial real estate. And of course, one-on-one marketing. That's really what it's all about. See the second point here, and I'll just recover it. The second point is making it a daily process of personal contact and repeating it every day and also every 90 days. Ask questions, seek referrals, grow your marketing business, grow your real estate business through talking to people. And of course, establish your database and your VIP list of contacts. So that is this particular program today. And I want you to think about the ideas that I've shared here with you. Commercial real estate doesn't need to be hard or difficult, but it does need to be consistent. And the consistency that you can build into your working day will help you drive your real estate business forward. Get on top of your momentum. Get on top of your habits. Do the same things every day, and you will find the business that you need. Check out our website at commercial-realestate-training.com, and I'll see you there. This is John Hyman signing off for now.